Hello and welcome to Mastermind with me, Clive Myrie. In the spotlight tonight are Chris Hook, a Royal Navy officer. His specialist subject is the Masters Snooker tournament. Laura Knightley, a barrister. She'll be answering questions on the political activist Emmeline Pankhurst. Flora Plale, a teaching assistant whose subject is Doctor Who, the David Tennant years. And Anthony Thomas, who's retired. His subject is the first Tudor monarch, Henry VII. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Well, our unassuming, shy, retiring contenders tonight see champion prize fighters ready to slug it out for a place in the semi-finals of Mastermind. Don't be fooled by their conventional exteriors. Oh no, beneath boils a burning desire to reach the semi-finals and dominate 2 minutes of questions on their specialist subject and 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Who'll be delivering the knockout punch? We'll soon find out. So, can I ask our first contender to join us, please? Your name?
Chris Hook.
Your occupation?
Royal Navy officer.
And your specialist subject?
The Masters Snooker tournament.
The annual invitational snooker tournament, part of the sport's Triple Crown. In 2 minutes, let's go. Since the number was increased from 12 for the 1983 tournament, how many players are invited to compete in the Masters each year?
16.
Yes, which London venue, with an audience capacity more than twice that of the Crucible, hosted the Masters each year from 1979 until the building's demolition in 2006?
Wembley Conference Centre.
Yes, Stephen Hendry was allowed to keep the Masters trophy after winning the tournament for the 5th consecutive time in 1993, when he beat which player in the final?
James Watana.
Yes, in the 2024 Masters, 3 higher-seeded players were defeated in the first round by their lower-ranked opponents, Luca Brissell, Mark Williams, and which other player who was beaten by Barry Hawkins?
Ali Carter.
No, Neil Robertson. The Masters was created by Clive Everton following conversations with consultants in the early 1970s. But Everton originally wanted to seek their advice on gaining sponsorship for a similar event in which other sport?
Squash.
Yes, when the 1997 Masters final was interrupted by a streaker, Ronnie O'Sullivan comically wiped the brow of the veteran referee who was officiating the last match of his career. What was the name of the referee?
John Street.
Yes, in the Masters final in 2000, Ken Doherty achieved a break of 140 before missing the final black, thus narrowly missing out on what prize, which was offered for a maximum break of 147.
Sports car.
Yes, which English player lost his 2014 Masters quarter-final 6-0 against Ronnie O'Sullivan in just under an hour, saying afterwards that it was the first time he'd felt absolutely helpless on a snooker table?
Ricky Walden.
Yes, Alan McManus ended Stephen Hendry's 23-match winning streak in the Masters tournament in 1994, beating him in the final by what scoreline?
9-8.
Yes, it was announced in 2016 that from the following year, the Masters Trophy would be renamed in honour of which 3-time winner of the tournament who died in 2006 at the age of just 27?
Paul Hunter.
Yes, at the end of the last frame of the 1998 Masters final, the winner was determined by a re-spotted black after Stephen Hendry and Mark Williams were tied with how many points each?
60.
No, 56. So, Krish, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 9 points.
Thank you.
And our next contender, please. Your name?
Laura Knightley.
Your occupation?
Barrister.
And your specialist subject?
Emmeline Pankhurst.
The political activist who led the movement to win the right for women to vote in Britain. In 2 minutes, here we go. What was the Manchester address of Emmeline Pankhurst's home, where the Women's Social and Political Union held its first meeting in October 1903?
Draycott Terrace?
No, 62 Nelson Street. What was the full name of the composer and good friend of Pankhurst who taught her how to throw stones for the militant campaign, though she complained that Pankhurst was so bad at it that she narrowly missed hitting her dog?
Ethel Smith.
Yes. What's the name of the church in Weast, in the parish of Eccles, where in 1879 Emmeline married the barrister and women's rights advocate Richard Pankhurst?
St Luke's.
Yes, which Liberal MP was persuaded by Pankhurst to introduce the Women's Enfranchisement Bill to the House of Commons in May 1905, where it was talked out by anti-suffragists and no vote could be taken.
Bamford Slack.
Yes, after her husband's death in 1898, Pankhurst was offered what salaried position by the Chorlton Board of Guardians, which she was later forced to resign because of her political activity.
Registrar of Births and Deaths.
Yes, Pankhurst was much angered when, in September 1909, which Home Office minister, in response to questions in the House of Commons about the forcible feeding of suffragettes, referred to the practice as ordinary hospital treatment.
Herbert Asquith.
No, Charles Masterman. Which nurse who cared for Pankhurst after her hunger strikes when she was released under the Cat and Mouse Act later looked after her 4 adopted war babies at 50 Clarendon Road, Holland Park?
Catherine Pine.
Yes, what was the name of the judge who in April 1913 sentenced Pankhurst to 3 years penal servitude for inciting women to crime, despite the jury's recommendation to show mercy?
Justice Lush.
Yes, on the 19th of June 1917, which city was Pankhurst visiting as a government emissary when she learned that the House of Commons had passed a clause in the Representation of the People Bill which would give the parliamentary vote to certain women over the age of 30?
St. Petersburg.
Yes, Petrograd. In November 1917, Pankhurst and her daughter Christabel relaunched the WSPU as the Women's Party with the new slogan, Victory, National Security and what?
Patriotism.
No, progress. Laura, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 7 points. And our next contender, please. Your name,
Flora Plale,
your occupation,
teaching assistant,
and your specialist subject.
Doctor Who, the David Tennant years.
The classic television show featuring the actor as the 10th Doctor from 2005 to 2010, and also more recently as the 14th Doctor. In 2 minutes, let's go. When the Doctor first meets Professor Riversong in the episode Silence in the Library, she greets him with what 2-word phrase?
Hello, sweetie.
Yes, what's the title of the 2007 episode in which a DVD shop worker called Larry tells his friend Sally Sparrow that he has the phrase, "The angels have the phone box," printed on a T-shirt?
Blink.
Yes, in order to explain the mechanics of the infinite temporal flux to his companion Martha in the Shakespeare Code, the Doctor makes reference to what science fiction film?
Back to the Future.
Yes, when he appears to be intoxicated in The Girl in the Fireplace, the Doctor claims to his companions, Rose and Mickey, that he's just invented what cocktail a couple of centuries early?
Nana Daiquiri.
Yes, in Planet of the Dead, UNIT's scientific advisor, Malcolm Taylor, tells the Doctor that a wavelength parcel of 10 kilohertz operating in 4 dimensions equals 1 Malcolm, with 100 Malcolms being equivalent to a what?
A doctor.
No, a Bernard. In the 2023 episode The Giggle, what's the name of the Soho toy shop owned by the enigmatic toy maker, from which John Logie Baird's assistant buys a puppet called Stooky Bill?
Soho.
No,
toilet.
Mr. Emporium. In The Impossible Planet, when the Doctor and Rose land on a planet orbiting a black hole, the science officer, Ida Scott, explains that the planet's name, Croptor, translates into English as what?
The Beast.
No, The Bitter Pill. Which director won a Hugo Award along with the writers Russell T Davies and Phil Ford for the 2009 special The Waters of Mars?
Charles Palmer.
No, Graham Harper. When the Doctor leaves a vehicle trapped in a decades-long traffic jam in gridlock, he tells its occupants, Valerie and Brannigan, to look after his coat as it was given to him by which singer?
John Lennon.
No, Janis Joplin. In The Idiot's Lantern, the Doctor evades a security guard at Alexandra Palace by using his psychic paper to convince him that he's the king of which European country?
Belgium.
It is Belgium. So, Flora, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 5 points. And our final contender, please. Your name,
Anthony Thomas,
your occupation,
retired.
and your specialist subject.
Henry VII.
Yes, the first Tudor monarch who claimed the English throne after defeating Richard III at the Battle of Bosworth in 1485 and ruled until his death in 1509. In 2 minutes, let's go. Henry Tudor was born at Pembroke Castle in 1457 and brought up from the age of 4 at which other Welsh castle?
Raglan.
Yes, Henry and his wife, Elizabeth of York, had 3 sons, Arthur, who died aged 15, the future King Henry VIII, and which other boy who died at the age of 16 months?
Edmund.
Yes, in the late 1480s, Henry ordered the construction of what 600-ton ship equipped with 225 guns?
Mary Rose.
No, regent. After the French King Charles VIII had acquired Brittany by marrying Duchess Anne, Henry invaded France in 1492, though after a brief siege of Boulogne, he agreed which peace treaty?
Pass.
Following the imposition of taxes levied by Henry to fund his intended invasion of Scotland, an uprising began in Cornwall and was eventually put down at which battle of June 1497?
Blackheath.
Yes, to increase his security, Henry introduced what new household department, staffed by his most trusted servants and overseen by the groom of the stool?
Hugh
Privy-
Dennis.
No, Privy Chamber. The impostor Perkin Warbeck was executed in 1499 after a series of rebellions against Henry's rule had resulted from his claim to be which son of Edward IV?
Richard, Duke of York, second son.
Yes, the treaty signed by Henry and Philip of Burgundy in 1506, which was intended to improve trade between England and the Low Countries, was given what Latin name by the Flemish, as its terms were far more favourable to the English?
Hanseatic.
No, intercursus malus. What was the name of the Cambridge scholar who claimed to be Richard III's nephew, the Earl of Warwick, and was executed 9 months before Perkin Warbeck and the real Earl in 1499?
Wilburn.
No, Ralph Wilford. Edmund Dudley, a lawyer who specialised in the ancient privileges of the king, known as prerogative rights, was nominated by Henry to fill what role during the final parliament of his reign in 1504?
Speaker.
Yes, the best-known contemporary portrait of Henry... I've started, so I'll finish. The best-known contemporary portrait of Henry from around 1505 is thought to have been commissioned as part of a marriage proposal to which widowed daughter of the Holy Roman Emperor Maximilian?
Well, Anna.
No, Margaret of Savoy. Anthony, you had just the one pass, the peace treaty Henry signed after invading France, the Treaty of État. At the end of that round, Anthony, you've got 5 points. And at the end of the specialist subjects round, let's have a look at the scores. In joint 3rd place with 5 points are Flora and Anthony. In 2nd place with 7 points is Laura, and in 1st place with 9 points, it's Krish. So now to general knowledge, and if there's a tie at the end of the round, then the number of passes is taken into account and the person with the fewer passes is the winner. And if they're tied on passes as well, it's a tie break. So let's ask Flora to join us again, please. Flora, you start with 5 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Let's go. The Spanish term por favor is usually translated into English as what 6-letter word that's added to a request to be polite?
Please.
Yes. What word for a young bovine animal can also denote a baby elephant, hippopotamus, or whale?
Calf.
Yes. Which French actress rose to fame after playing a character named Juliette in the 1956 film And God Created Woman?
Isabelle Huppert.
No, Brigitte Bardot. What delicacy, commonly served as part of a traditional Welsh breakfast, consists of boiled seaweed typically coated with oatmeal and then fried?
Lava bread.
Yes. What percentage is the equivalent of the fraction 3/5?
60%.
Yes. Which actor, one of the creators of the League of Gentlemen comedy series, won an Olivier Award in 2024 for his role as John Gielgud in the play The Motive and the Cue?
Mark Gatiss.
Yes. The 5 members of the rock supergroup The Travelling Wilburys, formed in 1988, were Bob Dylan, George Harrison, Jeff Lynne, Roy Orbison, and which American singer?
Elvis Presley.
No, Tom Petty. Which station was opened in 1854 as the London terminus of the Great Western Railway and serves destinations such as Exeter, Bristol and Cardiff?
Paddington.
Yes. Which British darts player who died in 2021 won the BDO World Championship in 2004 and was known as the Viking?
John Smith.
No, Andy Fordham. The 2024 book 10 Years to Save the West is a memoir by which former UK Prime Minister?
Tony Blair.
No, Liz Truss. Mahon is the capital of which of the Balearic Islands?
Mallorca.
No, Minorca. The main character of which video game released in 1980 must eat all the dots in a maze while being pursued by 4 ghosts?
Pac-Man.
Yes, the 1951 opera The Rake's Progress, based on a series of artworks by William Hogarth, has music written by which Russian-born composer?
Shostakovich.
No, Stravinsky. What name derived from the Latin for tongue is given to the scientific study of languages?
Linguistics.
Yes, the symbol for the standard international unit of electrical resistance, the ohm, is which letter of the Greek alphabet in uppercase?
Omega.
Yes, which French artist who became first painter to King Louis XIII in 1640 painted the work known in English as the Arcadian Shepherds?
Velasquez.
No, Poussin. Which writer succeeded Ted Hughes as UK Poet Laureate in 1999 and was the first appointee to hold the role for a fixed term of 10 years?
Simon Armitage.
No, Andrew Motion. You knew that. All right, Flora. At the end of that round, you had no passes, and you've got 14 points. Next up, it's Anthony. So, Anthony, you start with 5 points. The score to beat as it stands is 14 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Let's go. What word used to begin a formal letter can also mean expensive?
Deer.
Yes, brimstone is an alternative name for which chemical element?
Sulfur.
Yes, from 2012 to 2014, horses called Neptune Collonges, Aurora's Encore, and Pinot de Rey were consecutive winners of which famous race?
The Derby.
No, the Grand National. In May 2024, what 2003 song by The Killers overtook Wonderwall by Oasis to become the best-selling single in the UK, not to have reached #1?
Vienna.
No, Mr. Brightside. In April 2005, the civil wedding of the future king and Camilla Parker Bowles took place in a ceremony at the Guildhall in which town?
Windsor.
Yes, which Hunkpapa Lakota chieftain, initially named Jumping Badger, was a leader of the Native American forces that defeated the US Army at the Battle of the Little Bighorn in 1876?
Crazy Horse.
No, Sitting Bull. Julie Christie won a Best Actress Oscar for her performance as a fashion model called Diana Scott in what 1965 film?
Darling.
Yes, The Hare and the Tortoise and The Goose That Laid the Golden Eggs are fables traditionally attributed to which writer of ancient Greece?
Aesop.
Yes, what unit of time can go before the word hand in the name for the little or short hand on a standard analog clock?
Finger.
No, hour. The large skyscraper at 20 Fenchurch Street in London, completed in 2014, is commonly known by what nickname in reference to a communication device it's said to resemble?
Mobile phone.
No, the walkie-talkie. A large area of Botswana, as well as parts of neighbouring Namibia and South Africa, are covered by which desert?
The Namib.
No, the Kalahari. The full name of the dog breed, often called a Westie, is West Highland White what?
Terrier.
Yes, during the 2016 US election campaign, the Virginia Senator Tim Kaine was the running mate of which presidential candidate?
Hillary Clinton.
Yes, what was the name of the self-styled witchfinder general who's said to have accused hundreds of people of witchcraft during the English Civil War and who wrote the 1647 book, The Discovery of Witches?
Matthew Jeffries.
No, Matthew Hopkins. Which primary colour is known in heraldry as gules?
Gold.
No, red. Which Australian comedian who died in 2023 created the characters Celeste Patterson and Sandy Stone?
Barry Humphries.
Yes, in the abbreviation AMS for a type of altitude sickness. I've started, so I'll finish. For a type of altitude sickness suffered by climbers, the letter A stands for acute, while the M stands for what word?
Myelitis.
No, mountain. So, Anthony, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 13 points. Next up, it's Laura. Laura, you start with 7 points. The score to beat as it stands is 14 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Let's go. The words graph, peach and crash all end with which letter of the alphabet?
H.
Yes, what name for the region around the North Pole is derived from the Greek word for a bear?
Lapland.
No, Arctic. Which literary character who appears in a series of novels by Patricia Highsmith is played by Andrew Scott in a 2024 television adaptation?
The Hot Priest.
No, Tom Ripley. From 2001 to 2008, Pervez Musharraf, who died in 2023, was the president of which Asian country?
Indonesia.
No, Pakistan. In what 2012 animated film does John C. Reilly provide the voice of the title character, an arcade video game villain who wants to be a hero?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes. Which knighted British rower won his 5th Olympic gold medal at the 2000 Games in Sydney?
Steve Redgrave.
Yes. What name derived from that of an Italian city in Tuscany is given to a type of biscuit made from nuts and candied fruits and covered on one side with chocolate?
Amaretti.
No, Florentine. What alliterative two-word term for a section of society with strongly held conservative views comes from the name of an American political movement founded in 1979 by the televangelist Jerry Falwell?
Republican.
No, Moral Majority. In 1893, 5 years after it was founded, which British national newspaper began printing on distinctive salmon pink coloured paper?
Financial Times.
Yes, Dolores Hayes is the real name of the title character of which novel by Vladimir Nabokov, first published in 1955?
Lolita.
Yes, which American group had UK hit singles in the 1970s with the songs Easy, 3 Times a Lady and Still?
The Commodores.
Yes, Berlin-Brandenburg Airport, which opened in 2020 as a new transport hub for the capital city, is named after which Chancellor of West Germany?
Henrik.
No, Willy Brandt. What's the 3-letter name for evergreen trees of the genus Taxus, the common species of which is often planted in churchyards?
You.
Yes. What French term literally meaning office of exchange is used in English for an establishment where customers can buy or sell foreign currencies?
Bureau de change.
It is Bureau de change. Laura, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 15 points. And finally, let's have Krish again, please. Krish, you start with 9 points, the score to beat to get through to the semi-finals is Laura's 15 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Here we go. On its completion in 1889, which French landmark became the tallest man-made structure in the world and remained so until 1930?
Eiffel Tower.
Yes, at a formal dinner, a decanter of port is traditionally passed around the table in which direction?
Left.
Yes, the television drama series Kin, which began in 2021, is about the activities of a family of criminals living in which capital city?
Edinburgh.
No, Dublin. Which Chinese artist created an installation entitled Sunflower Seeds, first displayed at Tate Modern in 2010, which consists of more than 100 million porcelain seeds?
Zhao Gudong.
No, Ai Weiwei. Which metallic element with the atomic number 72 and the chemical symbol HF has a name derived from the Latin name for Copenhagen?
Hafnium.
Yes. Followers of which religion are expected to pay an annual charitable alms tax called zakat?
Judaism.
No, Islam. In May 2024, which football club won the English Premier League title for a record 4th consecutive time?
Man City.
Yes, the glam rock band who had a UK hit single in 1982 with I Love Rock and Roll is called Joan Jett and the what?
Steelers.
No, Black Hearts. What word for a young tree refers to the fluid that circulates in such plants?
Xylem.
No, sapling. Which actress won an Oscar for her performance as Georgie Elgin, the wife of a troubled actor played by Bing Crosby in the 1954 film The Country Girl?
Catherine Hepburn.
No, Grace Kelly. Which motorway extends for almost 200 miles from its junction with London's North Circular Road to a junction near the village of Aberford, a few miles east of Leeds?
M1.
Yes. The Whig and Liberal politician Henry Temple, who served 2 separate terms as UK Prime Minister in the 1850s and 60s, was better known by his noble title, Lord or Viscount who?
Palmerston.
Yes, in the 1980 novel Duncton Wood by William Horwood, the lovers, Bracken and Rebecca, are both what type of creature?
Dogs.
No, mole. As well as being a term for a young cod, the word codling is a name for a variety of what fruit?
Apple.
Yes, what Latin term meaning having served one's time is applied to retired university professors who've been allowed to keep their title?
Emeritus.
Yes, on its course from Switzerland to the Mediterranean Sea, the River Rhone flows through which lake, the largest alpine lake in Europe?
Sign.
No, Lake Geneva. What name is given to the fermented paste made from soybeans? I've started, so I'll finish. Made from soybeans, salt, and a fungus known as koji, which is used in Japanese cuisine to make soups and sauces.
Miso.
It is miso. Krish, at the end of that round, you've got no passes, and you've done it. You've got 18 points.
Thank you very much.
So let's have a look at the final scores. In fourth place with 13 points is Anthony. In third place with 14 points is Flora. In second place with 15 points is Laura. And in first place with 18 points, it's Krish, which means he goes through to the semi-finals. Congratulations to him. If you'd like to be a contender in the next series, please go to our website, bbc.co.uk/mastermind, and you can follow us at Mastermind Quiz. Join us again next time for more Masterminds. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
To win the heat was pretty amazing, and I don't know, just a big relief at the end.
And your specialist subject?
The Masters Snooker tournament. I chose the Masters Snooker as my specialist subject because I'm a bit of a snooker badger. I go to the World Championship every year with some of my friends, and so yeah, it was something that I already knew a fair bit about, and I just thought I wanted to get to know even more about it. Wembley Conference Centre.
Yes.
Sports car.
Yes.
Pool hunter.
Yes.
I'm an officer in the Royal Navy, and I know a lot of my shipmates will be cheering me on. My family, particularly my brother, have been helping with my revision as well. They even wrote some questions for me. Going into the general knowledge round was probably the most nerve-wracking bit. That walk to the chair there was really nerve-wracking. There was a naval question there about the naval tradition of passing port to the left.
In a formal dinner, a decanter of port is traditionally passed around the table in which direction?
Left.
Yes.
So I was very happy when that came up, and my shipmates will be too when they watch it back.
Krish, at the end of that round, you've got no passes, and you've done it. You've got 18 points.
Thank you very much. Being able to sit in the iconic black chair is amazing. I have to revise for the semis now, so I've got to think about that, but definitely loved being here.